Hello everyone, welcome to iExamB. I am Nidhi Sharma, your faculty of RBI DEPR. So, in this video, we are going to focus upon a very important topic that came for your economics phase 1 in RBI DEPR the previous year, which is the recent attempt of 2024. So, there was a topic which this topic actually I had covered a few days back in the live class that I take at iExamB for the upcoming RBI DEPR phase 1 examination. And I did find out that many students felt that this topic they have never ever studied before. It was very new for them. And that's the reason why I have brought this video for all the aspirants who are preparing for the upcoming DPR phase 1 examination. So you should know about the exchange rate pressure index, which is also known as ERPI. Now, what is exchange rate pressure index? ERPI, more commonly referred to as the exchange market pressure index as well. It is a composite measure used in international economics to quantify the total pressure exerted on a country's currency. It is particularly useful for countries with managed exchange rate regimes, such as managed float, or you can call it as a soft peg as well, where the central bank intervenes to influence the exchange rate as it captures the pressure that is not fully reflected in the observed exchange rate change. Okay. So, whatever pressure is there on your exchange rate, that is going to be highlighted using ERPI. So, EMP index or ERPI index, whatever you can call it as, measures the total pressure, that is excess demand or supply of the domestic currency in the foreign market. So it's basically a composite measure. It combines the observed changes of three variables, reflecting the various ways a central bank can respond to the market pressure, such as exchange rate movement, the change in the nominal exchange rate, depreciation or appreciation, foreign exchange intervention, any change in the foreign official exchange reserve will be highlighted, and any kind of monetary policy adjustment as well, which can lead to a change in the domestic interest rate in some of the formulations. Okay, so we are going to understand it in detail. First, we will look at why is it needed. So basically, in a fixed or managed exchange rate system, the observed exchange rate may remain relatively stable only because the central bank is actively absorbing the pressure. We all know this. We have studied this. So what the central bank does, they either buy the foreign reserves or they sell the foreign reserves and thereby impacting the interest rate in the economy. So the EMP index aggregates these responses to provide a true measure of the underlying market pressure. Okay, so the standard formulation was provided by Girton and Roper in 1977. The original and most common formulation of the EMP index often use the first two variables and is based on a monetary model of the balance of payment. So what is there? We have EMP at the period T is equal to delta ET plus delta RT by MT minus 1. Now, what are these variables? So EMPT is obviously the exchange market pressure index at time T. Delta ET is the percentage change in the nominal exchange rate, that is domestic currency per unit of foreign exchange rate. Now you have to understand that a positive change, that is when delta ET is greater than zero, this is a depreciation indicating a depreciation pressure on the exchange rate. Delta RT, it is the change in the official international reserves measured in domestic currency. If there is a negative change, that is delta RT is less than zero, then there is basically a loss of reserve. Intervention to defend the currency indicating depreciation pressure. Okay. MT minus 1, that is a monetary base or narrow money, that is M1 at time period T minus 1. Delta RT by MT minus 1. So this composite ratio, what does it show? Change in reserves scaled by the monetary base to put it in units comparable to the percentage change in the exchange rate. So this is what we are checking, the change in the international reserves or exchange rates based on the monetary base. Okay. Now, many people find that particular formulation to be difficult. So there is another extended formulation which you can definitely remember for your exam and which is somewhere I would say it's more easier. So, a common extension incorporates the central bank's interest rate response as well, where I would say EMPT is equal to W1 delta ET plus W2 delta RT to the power S plus W3 delta IT. Now, what are these things? IT is basically the change in the short term domestic interest rate, that is known as interest rate differential. So if there is an increase in delta IT, positive value greater than zero. So it's an effort to attract capital and defend the currency, indicating a depreciation pressure. Now delta RT to the power S, there is a change in the, it indicates a change in the international reserves, often standardized by the monetary base or the standard deviation of its change. Now you must be wondering that what is W1, W2 and W3? These are nothing but these are the simply weights. Weights which are used to standardize the volatility of each component, ensuring no single component dominates the index simply due to its higher variance. The weights are often calculated as the inverse of the standard deviation of each component. Now, this is the EMP index value. If it is large and positive, this indicates strong depreciation pressure. Near to zero, market equilibrium, large or negative, strong appreciation pressure. What is its economic significance? It is a crisis indicator. Policy effectiveness can also be shown, regime neutrality, and drivers of pressure. I would like to quickly tell you all that we are having our RBI DEPR 2025 online course where I am going to be your faculty. Our classes are going on like entire week and it's a very fruitful class. Students are really enjoying it. So if you also want to learn from us, you are most welcome. You can please join in and I'll be happy to see you in the class. Thank you all. Thank you so much. That was all for this video. Thank you.